60 seconds from now, everything changes, not for the world around you, but for you, for your body, for every cell that's kept you alive every single day without you ever noticing. This is the moment most people think is the end. The line goes flat, the room goes quiet. But here's the truth. For your body, this is just the beginning of something else. One last heartbeat, one final pulse of energy moving through your body, and then nothing. At least, that's what it looks like from the outside. Inside your brain, billions of tiny lights start switching off, one by one. But it doesn't happen all at once. It happens in waves, slowly, quietly. Here's something almost nobody knows. Your cells don't all die at once. In fact, some of them are still alive, for days. So what's actually happening? Second by second, right now. It starts with your lungs. The very last breath leaves your body, air that once carried oxygen to every corner of you, now slowly fading away. Think of your body like a city at night, lit up by millions of tiny electrical signals. Now imagine that city, slowly going dark, block by block. To understand what's really happening, we need to go small, smaller than you can imagine, down past your skin, past your tissue, into the world of a single cell. Second one, inside every cell, tiny structures called mitochondria. Your body's power plants start running out of fuel. The energy that powers you is running out. Second two, tiny pumps inside the cell membrane, working nonstop your entire life, finally stop. And without them, everything inside the cell starts to change. Second three, water rushes into the cell uncontrolled. The cell begins to swell, like a balloon slowly filling with water it can no longer push back out. Inside your blood, the very last molecules of oxygen let go. They drift away, tiny passengers that have nowhere left to deliver their cargo. Your heart's muscle cells fire one final electrical signal, a last echo of the rhythm that's been beating since before you were born. Without your body burning energy to stay warm, your temperature begins to drop, slowly, predictably. In fact, this is so reliable, scientists use it to measure time. Back in the brain, the outer layer, the part responsible for thoughts, memories, and awareness, begins to lose power, section by section, like a city grid shutting down for the night. Even your eyes change. Slowly, almost invisibly, the surface begins to shift, a subtle sign of everything happening just beneath the surface. Calcium floods into your muscle fibers, and without energy to release them, they lock in place. This is the beginning of what's known as rigor. Blood no longer pumped by the heart starts to settle. Gravity takes over, slowly pulling fluid downward, leaving some areas pale and others much darker. And deep inside your gut, trillions of bacteria that have lived with you your entire life suddenly realize something has changed, and they start to multiply. Your own cells begin a process called autolysis. Essentially, they start digesting themselves from the inside out using enzymes that were once carefully contained. This is where the body's natural transformation timeline begins. Scientists break it into 4 stages, and every stage tells its own story. Every atom in your body is about to begin a journey. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. The same elements that have been recycled through life on Earth for billions of years. Within minutes, sometimes seconds, nature's first responders arrive. Tiny insects, drawn by signals invisible to us, begin a process as old as life itself. Here's how forensic scientists actually calculate time. Your body cools at a predictable rate, roughly 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit every hour. It's almost like a clock. Even your DNA, the blueprint that made you, begins to break down. The double helix that once held every instruction for your body slowly unravels. Here's something wild. Not all of you stops at the same time. Your brain may be gone in minutes, but your skin, it can stay biologically active for over 24 hours. In fact, the cells in your corneas, the clear surface of your eyes, can remain viable for up to 12 hours, long enough in some cases to be used in a transplant. So here's the real question. When does death actually happen? Legally, it's the moment your heart stops. Biologically, it's a process that can take days. Let's go even deeper. Inside a single mitochondrion, your cell's power plant, the final sparks of energy are flickering out, one by one. These are the last units of energy your body will ever produce. Tiny molecules called ATP, the currency of life, finally running dry. A slow wave moves through your tissue, calcium spreading outward, unstoppable, changing the structure of everything it touches. The walls that once protected each cell begin to break down. Tiny gaps form, and what was once carefully separated starts to mix. Proteins, the building blocks that gave your cells their shape and function, begin to unfold, losing the very structure that made them work. The bacteria that once stayed safely inside your gut now begin to move into tissue, into areas they were never meant to go. And quietly, almost gently, the warmth that defined you your entire life drifts away into the air around you. As bacteria break down what's left, they release gases, methane, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, the same molecules found in nature's most powerful recycling systems. And slowly, what was once you becomes part of something else. Nutrients return to the soil, roots reach toward what remains. Nothing is wasted. Your heart's individual cells are some of the last to stop entirely. A final, fading glow, the very last echo of a heartbeat. Here's the full timeline scientists use: 0 to 1 hour, early changes; 1 to 6 hours, visible changes; 6 to 24 hours, the body has transformed completely. All of this, thousands of chemical reactions happening every second, completely invisible to the human eye. A hidden world most of us never think about. So, what were you really? A person, made entirely of chemistry, atoms, arranged in a very specific, very temporary way. And here's the part that should blow your mind. Every atom in your body was forged inside a star, billions of years ago, long before Earth even existed. Which raises a strange question. Are you still you in this exact moment? Where does consciousness end and chemistry begin? Think of it like a single candle flame. One moment, it's burning bright. The next, it's gone. But the wax, the wick, the smoke, none of it disappears. It just changes, and that's the deeper truth here. Energy can never be created or destroyed, only transformed. Nothing about you simply vanishes. As Carl Sagan once put it, we are made of star stuff. And one day, in some form, we return to it. Your DNA, the genetic code that made you unique, doesn't just disappear either. Pieces of it live on, passed down through generations. There are two kinds of remembering. One lives in the people who loved you, the other lives in biology, in atoms, in patterns, in cycles that continue. So who really decides when this moment happens? Doctors, biology, or something else entirely? Even scientists don't fully agree. In Japan, there's a concept called mono no aware, the bittersweet awareness that nothing lasts. And somehow, that's exactly what makes it beautiful. Artists have wrestled with this idea for centuries. Paintings, poems, entire philosophies, built around one simple, unavoidable truth. Some people report seeing a tunnel of light in their final moments. Scientists believe it may be the brain's last burst of activity, a final, glowing goodbye. And so the cycle completes, from stars to atoms to you, and eventually back to the Earth and the stars again, a loop billions of years in the making. Even now, scientists are exploring green approaches, ways for the body to return to nature faster, feeding new growth, new life from what came before. Others are asking an even bigger question. Could this process be paused? Cryonics researchers are betting that one day it might be. But here's the honest truth. There's still so much we don't understand about consciousness, about awareness, about what it actually means to end. So let's recap everything in just 60 seconds. Brain activity fades within minutes. The heart cells follow shortly after. Lungs, cells, and finally, atoms, all on their own timeline. Maybe understanding this doesn't make it scarier. Maybe it makes living a little more meaningful, knowing that nothing about you ever truly disappears. So tell me, which one of these facts surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. I'd genuinely love to know. If this made you see your own body differently, Subscribe for more science that'll change the way you see the world. New videos every week.